Turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one.
This gentleman and these Democrat dummies continuously say there is no genocide. There's nothing wrong with white people. Ain't doing it. It ain't happening. It don't exist. Donald Trump a racist. He just let the white people. All right. Donald Trump brought receipts. Somebody get your notebook ready, because he finna throw the receipts down. Did you see Angel Studios' record-breaking animation film King of Kings over Easter? If you love that, get ready. Angel's next big hit is here. The Last Rodeo, starring Neil McDonough, rides into theaters May the 23rd. It's an inspiring, family-driven story about a veteran bull rider who returns to the arena to save his grandson. And it features real-life PBR stars. When you become a premium member of the Angel Guild, you'll get 2 free tickets to see The Last Rodeo on the big screen. That's right. Join the Guild and you'll get tickets to every Angel theatrical release. Plus, stream Angel originals like Homestead, The Shift, and more exclusively with your membership. More than 1 million people have joined the movement to reshape entertainment. Now it's your turn. Go to angel.com/Tatum to get your free tickets and start streaming today. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, welcome back to another Officer Tatum show. I got my little cowboy hat on. Remember my roots, all right? I'm from Texas. Grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, funky town, the stockyards. My family country, baby. No, I'm just playing. Anyway, let's get to this topic. Y'all like have fun, man. I don't know about y'all, man, but let's talk about Donald Trump and the South African president. He decided to come to the White House, and I would argue that he was unprepared. With all these naysayers on television, on CNN, MSDNC, MS, whatever you want to call it, these people who are literally, they should probably rot somewhere for how disingenuous and evil that they are, or evil they are, propagating hatred and division amongst the people. They are literally ruining this country because they continuously lie and deceive the public. Now, thank God we have President Trump. Thank God we have people like me and others who are committed to showing you what the truth is instead of letting you just get thrown off a cliff. So this gentleman and these Democrat dummies continuously say there is no genocide. There's nothing wrong with white people. Ain't doing it. It ain't happening. It don't exist. Donald Trump a racist. He just let the white people. All right. Donald Trump brought receipts. Somebody get your notebook ready, because he finna throw the receipts down. Roll the clip.
Turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. Whatever you want to do, we can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Yes, must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill, Gaza, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer,
The mayor of DJ in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have turned a white man. Not because Mashaba and Suri will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Shoot, kill, no man's law. Kill
the brewer, the farmer, kill the brewer, the farmer.
So literally Donald Trump is playing this in front of the president, articulating in front of the world what he is talking about. Look, there's millions of people that look like they're at this event. Not millions, but there's hundreds of thousands that are at this event. And let me just put some context here, because some people may not be aware of this, but I did research on this a long time ago. What this African guy is saying is actually a song. He's singing to a song. And so people are saying that he's not really talking about actually doing this. This is like a chant song for the power, for the people, or then it's referring to something else. But don't you find it interesting that the same subject matter that's in this fight song is the same subject matter that they're complaining about? It's the same reality of some South African farmers who have been murdered and killed and their land taken? Don't you find it to be interesting that those two are consistent? So it doesn't matter that you claim that this was a chant, a fight song that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with actually doing, but look at the actions and behaviors. Look at what this gentleman has said in other interviews that clearly shows and articulates his intent to hate and demolish the white man. Now, I'm not a part of South African culture. I don't know if they justified in what they feel or not, but I will say this. If you are saying that a genocidal behavior isn't occurring when you have leaders like him, you are foolish. Let's finish the clip.
I'm saying you was not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't ever see the future.
Yeah, but, I mean, you understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter, they freak out. It sounds like a genocidal.
I can't take it.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refugee in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who's killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses.
Now, can we speak very candidly? And I'm gonna show you the left getting on and having a meltdown over this very thing and acting like this didn't happen. But can we just say this for once and for all? White lives matter too. I do not understand how people can live a life and not understand that we all matter equally. It's not just black, it's white people too. So that means when there's an injustice against white people, it's wrong. When there's an injustice against black people, it's wrong. I don't care what somebody did 1,000 years ago, 100 years ago, 50, 60 years ago. When a person is treated unfairly, no matter what the circumstance is, it's wrong. I don't care that white people used to own slaves. So did black people. Y'all don't want to have that conversation. Black people own slaves too. Hundreds of them own hundreds of black slaves. The first legal slave owner was a black man. Yeah, they literally lied to us about, and they were not authentic about what was actually happening during slavery. I took Africana studies in college. That's the only way that I learned anything reasonable about what happened. And I had to learn things after college, like the fact that Harriet Tubman was married. Her husband was a free black man, and they lived together. She had a job. She would go to work and come back. She wasn't who, and I'm not saying that diminishes what she did, but she wasn't who people think she was. You have to ask yourself, how was it the way y'all say it was when she could live with a free black man and lived in the house with her and she was still a slave? That tells you that she wasn't in the field getting whacked over the head all day long, get whooped on the back. There was something else going on. The fact that a man who's black could go to court and sue to retain custody of two people for life in the 1600s, that something else was going on. The fact that you had most of the free blacks still lived in the South, where slavery was legal. Most black people still lived in the South. Anyway, I don't want to go through this. Let's watch the clip, roll it.
Cyril Ramaphosa brought his best diplomatic self to this meeting, but nothing could have prepared him for this multimedia ambush that President Trump laid out with video, with printed out news stories. This was a laundry list of debunked conspiracy theories. Some South Africans are telling me this is AfriForum propaganda. AfriForum is a white Afrikaner lobby group that's considered a white nationalist organization by the Southern Poverty Law Center. Everything, almost everything that President Trump said in the Oval Office is not true, was inaccurate, has been repeatedly debunked.
Hold on, right there. If that is true, then the president of South Africa would have a field day ripping Donald Trump to shreds here.
Whether you call it a genocide or not, the facts are white farmers in South Africa have been murdered. A lot of people have tried to cover this up. A lot of people in, I think, media in the United States have tried to cover it up. Obviously, the South African government doesn't want to talk about it, so it was kind of a boss move for Donald Trump to roll that television in there today. And I think even the agriculture minister in the Oval Office confirmed that these people are, in fact, being murdered. So my question is, if it's not a genocide today, how many do we want to let get murdered so that people around here can be satisfied? Okay, now it's a genocide. Let's let a few more. I don't understand. We're talking about 50-something people they were trying to let in, and everybody's losing their mind after we let in 20 million illegal immigrants over the last several years. The president is trying to prevent genocide from happening any further to these people. They are clearly being discriminated against. Some have been murdered. This was an interesting spectacle in the Oval Office today, but it had to happen because I don't think anybody was telling the truth about it.
There's no way whatsoever on planet Earth you are the president of a nation. I think he's the president, right? You are the South African president. You're a president of a nation, and you're not aware of this propaganda. Like, I don't understand that. That's like if Donald Trump goes somewhere and they go, you said there's good people on both sides, and there's a genocide of black people in America. Cops kill 40 million black people a year. Donald Trump will be able to say, hold my tanning lotion. Here's the fact, here's the fact, here's the fact, here's the fact. You guys are completely wrong. Now, I would love to have an honest conversation, but let's talk honestly. This is what I'm doing to combat the things that you're articulating. If it's so widely debunked, the president should be aware of it. Roll the clip. Or we got the other clip. Is there another one? All right, roll the clip.
I grew up in an area in South Africa.
Hold on. Let's put it in context. These are two people who are golfers from South Africa, because golfing is big in South Africa. At least that's what Nick told me. So if he's wrong, it's Nick's fault. So these are two golfers that came, and the president brought them, I guess, to be accompany him, I'm assuming, as witnesses, or who could advocate that the race relations in South Africa is not as bad as one would think. So he should have been prepared for anything because he brought advocates. But this is what the advocates said. Roll the clip.
Farmland area, Polokwane.
Yeah.
And there is some issues up there. Obviously, my dad was a property developer as well as a part-time farmer. And yeah, some of these buddy farmers got killed. The farm is still going. My brothers run it. But it's a constant battle with farms they're trying to burn the farms down to chase you away. So it is a concern to try and make a living as a farmer. And at the end, without farmers, there's no food on the plate. So we need the farmers to produce the food.
Farming, right? He wouldn't even want to do what you're doing. Right? They love farming. They don't want to leave. But it's a struggle.
Yeah, and food and fresh water is the most important thing in life. Without those two things, you can't survive.
How is the water there?
The water is great. Obviously, all the water comes out of the borehole, out of ground for us down there. But yeah, it is a battle to get the order out sometimes when all the equipment gets stolen all the time that you're trying to get the
So
order
does
out.
your family and your brother, do they feel safe on the farm?
They live behind electric fences, you know, try and be at night safe. But it is constant whenever you leave that something could happen. And
There's nowhere to live.
you know, both of them has been attacked in their houses. My mom's been attacked in her house when she was 80. So it is difficult.
Man, the president looked miserable. Not Trump, but the other guy from South Africa. I don't know if he just wasn't expecting the guy to say what he said, or he just looking like, oh crap, I'm just getting exposed and I ain't even prepared to say anything. I thought I was gonna come here and it was gonna be happy-go-lucky. But what I will say is this: let's just always be honest and transparent. It's very simple. Is there an issue? Yes. Should we address the issue? Yes. No matter if it's black, white, or indifferent. If people are claiming there's an injustice that had occurred, the reason why 80% of the farms are owned by white people instead of black people who are majority, I believe, if we want to have that conversation, let's have that conversation. But there's a remedy to that, and the remedy is not killing white farmers. Can we agree to this? Like, it's the same thing that happens here on the home turf. It's like there are certain things that are reasonable for us to approach. If we feel like the justice system is not fair, which I think the justice system isn't fair generally, I think generally it works, but I think that there's unfairness in the criminal justice system. Do I think it's biased against blacks? No. I think it's biased against poor people. I think it's biased against people who don't have resources, people who are not educated. That's who it's biased against. But it is what it is. Stay out of the justice system. You don't have to worry about being biased. But if there's improprieties there, let's work on them together as a nation, as a people. Let's work when we see white people get done wrong in the justice system. Let's work when we see black people get done wrong in the justice system. Don't be the type of person that's like, oh, I'm only worried about black people. Only when black people do that. No, wrong is wrong, my man. Wrong is wrong. Okay, let's move on.